Hello and welcome to assignment 2 by group 4. Here we were tasked by Green Advertisers Inc. to increase buyers' willingness to pay for an electric car. And let's get started. Group 4 is made up of Ethan Chen, myself, Mario Rodriguez, May Nanhi Nagatama, and Teja Reparti. And here is our work. So factor 1, reliability. Here, the consumer is incentivized by the reliability of the product from the electric car maker. The second factor was promotion. Here, the consumer is given promotions as incentives to purchase the product by the electric car maker. And with these two factors in mind, we hope these will drive the willingness to pay. Now, as we look further into the subsections of each factor, let's look at reliability first. On the first level, we have efficient battery, top of the line products. This thing will hold charge, it has quick charging when docked in a garage, and it's long lasting, so you can get a lot of miles out of it on the road. Level 2, of course, is frequency of charging stations, so the driver never has to worry, oh, maybe my car might break down. Well, that's not the case when we advertise the efficacy of how frequent these stations are. Looking at the second factor, promotion, trade-in discount, and insurance bundle. These are pretty, self-explanatory. We're trying to show them, offers and discounts they can get while purchasing this new electric vehicle. Now, and way to look at this is in our little grid here. We have the trade-in discount. We have group 1 who will be exposed to trade-in discount and efficient battery. Group 2, frequency of charging stations and trade-in discount. And group 3 who will receive insurance bundle and efficient battery. And lastly, group 4 who will see the frequency of charging stations and the insurance bundle. And of course, we have the factors in bold, both promotion and reliability outside of this table. So when it comes to measurement, we will be randomly assigning 100 volunteers to each group. The customers are willing to pay an average price of $45,000 before any treatment. So this advertising campaign. There will be different combinations of advertisements used as treatment, as you saw on the previous slide. And we will measure things like mean, standard deviation, t-stat, standard error, confidence interval, things along those lines. And then we'll compare the results and see which was the most effective. So the outcome metric, so of course, the willingness to pay is what we are aiming for. And the optimal level of each factor is measured by the greatest increase in this willingness to pay. And so the comparison of the average mean is used to see how the groups compete. And as you can see, obviously, looks like group 4 is the one who is most willing to pay. Now, the formulas we use for the task are, of course, confidence interval formula, the standard error of difference between sample means, and the pool estimate, a common standard deviation. Now, if you look at statistical validation, we can see that the difference in means is significant, and 0 is not in the confidence interval for the difference in means for all group combinations at 95%. Now here we have a slide comparing the results in group 1 and group 2. Side by side, you can see sample size, sample mean, and sample standard deviation. You see that group 2 would be favorable if it came down to comparing these two groups. And we included things like confidence interval and different limits, t-stats, and standard deviation, standard error of difference. Again, comparing groups, this time 2 and 3. Group 3 has this higher sample mean than group 2, and we see it's the same sample size, a little bit higher sample standard deviation with a negative sample mean difference. And then, of course, continuing on, we're comparing group 3 and group 4. It seems that group 4 has a higher lead in sample mean willingness to pay, or average willingness to pay over group 3, with definitely a higher sample standard deviation. And Comparing group 1 and group 4, we see just how vast the different treatments were. Group 1 with a almost $7,000 difference compared to group 4's average simple meaningful willingness to pay. Vast differences in efficacy of treatments. So our recommendation, we recommend GAI use a combination of promotion, of insurance bundling, and showing reliability through mention of the frequency of charging stations. These two, this group 4 proved to be the best, most effective, as willingness to pay for this turned out highest. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.